Welcome back, everyone, and I'm here again with SBR contributor Jeff Grant. And today we're going to be looking at that college basketball game between the Syracuse Orange and the Michigan Wolverines. How you doing today, Jeff?
Doing fantastic, Dax, because I love handicapping a game like this. You have Syracuse with that vaunted zone defense going against what has been one of the best offensive programs over the last 3 to 5 years in Michigan. So this is a very good game to handicap for our viewers.
All right, man. Despite their 5-1 straight-up record, the Orange seems to be struggling on the offensive side of the ball this season. So in your opinion, man, I mean, what do you think they have to do, or what needs to happen for Syracuse to become a solid team on that side of the court, Jeff?
This team has not played very good basketball. It's 5-1. Its lone loss was at a neutral site, Madison Square Garden, where it normally dominates opponents, but it lost the game against Cal. It kind of bounced back in a good way against Iowa. But when you look at the team's 3-game win streak, the last 2 coming against the likes of Holy Cross and Loyola Maryland, and that more importantly, that game against Holy Cross, Syracuse shot 0 for 14 from beyond the arc. They ranked 350th in the nation and shooting just 19.8% from three-point range. And I watched a couple of Jim Boeheim's pressers. He says the team is making mistakes they haven't made in years around the program. And also, it's important to point out, Syracuse is trying to overcome its biggest losses from an offensive standpoint from last year to this year in the history of the program under Boeheim's direction.
All right, I wonder if it's the same applies for the Wolverines. I mean, they're also 5-1 straight up for the season. But, you know, they also continue to be one of the more efficient teams in the country in taking care of the basketball. So with that in mind, man, I mean, could Michigan be too much for the Orange's zone defense to stop?
That could be the case. Michigan has very talented perimeter options, but the key thing when handicapping this, Dax, is one of the better point guards in the country. Derek Walton Jr. is listed as day-to-day, questionable on most injury reports with the sprained toe injury, a very painful injury for a guy as explosive with the basketball as Walton is. This is a team that's put 84 assists up versus just 55 turnovers, and has a capable backup in Spike Albrecht, who actually played 32 minutes due to the fact that Walton missed the team's last game. So that's really what this game comes down to. You need as many capable perimeter players that are able to pass the ball against Syracuse's zone. So I'm interested to see, as the day goes on, Walton's status, because yes, this team is talented, but it needs the ability to pass the ball on the perimeter against the zone and find a guy like Zach Irvin, who is really one of the best three-point shooters in the country.
All right, this one seems like a tough one as well, man. We got 2 5-1 teams, one with a good defense and one with a good offense. So who's going to take it, the defensive team or the offensive team, man?
I put a handicapper line once again, just like my previous video in handicapping the game featuring Miami and Illinois. My number landed exactly on what the odds makers sent out. I had Michigan as a 5.5-point home favorite. If that game is played without Walton, I would move the number down to 4. He's about a 1.5 to 2-point player in terms of the betting line. And I think it comes down to the fact that I think Syracuse can find some offensive rhythm in this game, getting the ball inside the paint to the likes of Rakeem Christmas and Chris McCullough. Those two players are averaging 32.8 points per game, and Michigan has just 15 blocks. It's not one of the best defensive teams in terms of defending the perimeter. So those 2 players should be able to score on the offensive end, and I also like the fact that Christmas is starting to take control of the offense. He hasn't had to do it during his career in Syracuse, but he's coming off a career-high 25 points against Holy Cross. So I'm going to grab the points with Syracuse plus 5.5 against Michigan. But like I said, I just don't think there's much advantage in terms of the point spread against my handicapper number.
All right, good stuff, Jeff. Thanks once again for all the valuable NCAA basketball insights, and we'll talk some more again tomorrow, man.
Thank you.
No problem. And for SBR Picks, this is Dax Floyd.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.